Hello, Wrestling fans, over this edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio, alongside the Invincible E. Vincent.
Hey!
TNA Impact Wrestling Review starts off similar to what happened here last week. Sting rolls out here to the ring, dressed in Hogan garb, jeans, rolls out to the ring, decides to call out a little bit more here on Hulk Hogan, and also brings up the situation with Kurt Angle, his power trip, and his match set up later between Robert Roode, the number one contender, and AJ Styles.
Sting calls out Bobby Roode, tells him that he needs to be ready, be focused, because that the match that's coming up against Kurt Angle during Bound for Glory, he's set up to be the next world champ, and to go ahead and go into this match against AJ Styles and just remain focused and don't let it throw him off.
Absolutely. Sting also mentions here that he's been doing this for 13 years, talking about Bobby Roode, and it's his time. He wants him to make a deal with him. Take out Hogan, and he'll take out Kurt Angle. So this is the arrangement here between these guys on their mission to try to build back up TNA, the company that Dixie Carter built. I should say Jeff Jarrett built, but we'll say Dixie Carter for this situation. After that, we had Kurt Angle comes out and says that if AJ Styles wins the match, he will be getting a title shot after he defends against Robert Roode. So, it's still trying
to play the mind games. He's still trying to drive a wedge between the members of Fortune. As the show goes along, that part progresses a little bit, but we'll get to that later.
Sure does. Okay, once that actually ends, we have AA, Austin Aries here, ringside with Taz and Mike Tenay for the X Division number one contenders ladder match. Again, there's nothing really set up for Bound for Glory in regards to the X Division, but this is it, setting it up here. Winner of this match ends up being homeless Brian Kendrick.
Yeah.
Again, the Bound for Glory 10-16, I said 10-15 before, but 10-16 here, Bound for Glory versus Austin Aries is set up. Now, what kind of match it's going to be, I don't know, but I don't like to see a homeless guy against the new X Division champion. I'm tired of seeing this again.
Especially because the guys that they had competing in this match were over the top. Zema Ion, Alex Shelley, Kid Cash, Jesse Sorensen, Varsity. Any one of these guys, in my opinion, at this point in time, would be a better match for Austin Aries than Brian Kendrick. We've seen Brian Kendrick do his thing. I personally like the move, the sliced bread, but other than that,
who stole the show? Who stole the show here on Impact? It was obviously Kid Cash.
Kid Cash
came sold out. The guy brought it. He brought it with the ladders. Yeah, with the hits he took, with the hits he gave to Zema Ion. I mean, this was a great show. To have it all go to Brian Kendrick
again,
getting this shot again. I mean, it's going towards the Beth Phoenix, Kelly situation. WWE is going to.
I'd like to see keep showing up again, over and over again.
Let's see new blood. Let's see new guys. I mean, I know they're trying to get this Brian Kendrick thing going, but again, either change his angle or something, because this is not working. I'm not entertained by this match. I love to see Austin Aries.
Yeah.
And again, as you mentioned here, Kendrick is legit.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see this happen again.
Let's move it along a bit. This rivalry between these two, in my opinion, has gone pretty much far enough. Throw some extra guys in there. Obviously Kid Cash, he's a heavy. Austin Aries is a heavy. So maybe the logistics between that they're still trying to work out or whatever. But just move it forward.
All right. After that, we had a little segment here in the back where Kazarian and Robert Roode actually meet up here with Jeff Jarrett and Karen. Again, Kazarian was giving Robert Roode his little, what's up, good job, you're the next guy. And then who comes up? None other than Jeff Jarrett and Karen talking about, what happened here last week? Yeah, what you did with my wife.
Get out to the ring.
I want you in the ring here later. So the segment actually ended, and he's ordered to go out to the ring with his, 2-cent horror wife. He actually called it Skank Old Lady. That's what he called her. So after that, we had the founder explaining the reason why he had all the nerve to call Karen Jarrett a madam last week when he did all this. He actually came back. He's stating that once he took over, became the guy that took over the company, the founder of TNA, he's the one who...
He found Kazarian.
Brought him in. he handpicked Kazarian to come into TNA. Then Kazarian thought the grass was going to be greener here at the WWE.
Jumped over there.
And decided it wasn't. Jeff Jarrett gave him his job back. Then he decided he wanted to leave. He wanted his release. 3 days later, thought better of it. And he gave him his job back again. And he has the goal to call Jeff Jarrett's wife madam.
Yeah. Wow. And Jeff Jarrett broke it down, the whole history, and he was not happy. And at one point he called 10-cent whore.
Now he calls
Tracy Brooks a 10-cent whore. That's horrible.
Now he calls them both bastards, and that's when he finally calls his Kazarian's wife a 10-cent whore. Is when actually all hell breaks loose here. The security comes out, D'Lo Brown comes out, trying to make some peace. They keep going at it. So again, this looks like it might be a match here later on, which might be interesting. But threatens to fire him, says life is going to be a living hell for these two from this point on. Again,
this is going to be
get to see. It should be entertaining. After that, we had Hernandez and Jesse Neal match that never actually happened. As soon as Inc. Comes out, Mexican Americans start to pounce on him. And again, vengeance here for last week.
Yeah, because last week, as you guys saw, Inc. came back, threw Hernandez and Anarchy a nice beating in the tattoo shop. And then at that point, they gave Anarchy a tattoo. They still haven't revealed exactly what it is. Apparently, it's on his butt area, but
we'll see. He was wearing a shirt, so who knows? We'll get to that here.
Well, Hernandez gestured, and Anarchy was like, "Hey,
too much info." All right. After that, we had a little segments here. James Storm stating that he's not mad that his buddy here is getting the title shot. He deserves it. It's his time. Flair in the back is upset here at Hogan, telling him, Hogan, you can't be thinking what you're thinking. Hogan, what are you doing? Yeah, it's obviously it's a big deal here. Announcement here at the end of the show. After that, we had the Queen's Qualifier match between Madison Rayne and Tara. Now, this was entertaining because Madison Rayne was trying to woo Earl Hebner.
Throwing her feminine wiles at Earl Hebner.
Seducing Father Time. And it works for the first few.
Yeah, for the first few minutes, she's being very, very nice to Earl Hebner. Trying buttering him up, getting on his good side.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile, while Tara was holding her in a hold, she's sneaking in shots against Hebner. He's assuming that it's Tara doing it. And so it was working at the beginning.
Now the old man wises up. He finally realizes, no, it was Tara, the one that was not doing the damage, and it was actually Madison Rayne who was doing all this damage. So he finally comes to his senses, turns his back, and lets Tara go to work. Now the old man is still
a
little too senile to realize that Madison Rayne had her 2 feet on the second rope when she made the pin to Tara, but nonetheless, she wins the match. So she advances here to the Queen's Qualifier at Bound for Glory. Following that, we had AJ Styles say that it's time for Robert Roode. It's the era of Robert Roode, but he is going to give his 110% to make sure that he deserves it. After that, we had the Pope comes out for his match against Mr. Anderson. This was interesting because we had the Pope being the winner after Terrence and Terrell interfered. Devon's not too happy.
Yeah. Anderson was on the outside of the ring. Terrence and Terrell distracted him. The one who pushed him at one point. Meanwhile, Bully Ray snuck into the ring a little bit after that. Whacked Anderson across the back.
With a kendo stick.
For no good reason. Apparently they just practice swordplay while nobody's looking.
Right in the back. So right after that, of course, Pope comes to his senses, gets in the ring, and gets the pin. After that, after the break, we saw a little segment in the back where it looked like Devon was about to spank the kids.
Yeah, Devon looked like he was losing it.
About to take off his belt. Boys!
Shut up!
Yeah.
And he goes back and forth with the Pope and says, look, we're on good terms right now. Just don't get my kids involved in any other stuff. They're not supposed to be interfering. And they need to be listening to me.
That's it. Basically, know your role, Pope. Now that we're getting along, shut up. Let me handle my own kids. I'm cool with you right now. Kids, get out there! Before I beat you down some more. Anyway, after they got spanked, we actually had the Bobby Roode promo, and then the match between AJ Styles and Bobby Roode. Now, this was, again, an entertaining match as expected.
Good match, yeah. Good. AJ Styles, long story history with TNA. He's got all the moves, and both of them did very, very well in this match. Couple of things went on where moves got missed because they know each other's moves so well. At one point, the Pele kick was attempted by AJ, and Bobby Roode spun out of the way.
Cost him the match. He actually got the crossface on AJ right after that. AJ Styles tapped out, people. He did.
Does not happen every
Robert
day.
Roode is on a hot streak, and he's taking it into Bound for Glory. So, again, after that, AJ Styles said, this is his time. I gave him my 110%, and I had my doubts. I have my doubts no longer.
Yeah,
this guy's going to win.
AJ said the 2 magic words. You're ready.
That's it. All right, after that, Hogan comes out for his blockbuster announcement, stating this is a pretty big announcement. The weight is off his shoulders, he says. He's done a lot of soul searching, and Hulk Hogan has been and is the best. Has gone through the best. He's actually reliving his past, talking about WWE moments.
Yeah, the slamming Andre, which he brings up on a frequent basis, but nevertheless, selling out Madison Square Garden bunches of times.
The egg over there in Japan, and he's mentioning here TNA. He came in here to change the company, and he brings up Fortune wrestlers.
Yeah. He's talking about
Mortal.
Yeah, he's talking about everybody, like totally breaking the
straight
wall.
face. The guy is. I mean, he's a great actor. If this is just us.
If this is a put on,
Hogan, dude, I didn't know you had it in you.
Yeah, you got to get back to Hollywood if that's the case.
Sting didn't go for anything. He's in the back, watching on the monitor, doesn't buy it for 1 minute here, stating that, no, this is all fake. Hogan's a great actor.
Yeah,
this guy's
Solomon's
Suburban Commando.
Exactly.
Right. Anyway, he doesn't buy it. Hogan says that this is it. This is my final curtain call. I'm going to announce this formally next week in Knoxville, and this will be that. After that, Sting mentions, I will be there in Knoxville front row. Don't miss that. So, whether this is a little turn, this is a little scheme, who knows? But Hogan, I mean, I was sold. I looks like he's about to cry. And people in the crowd crying.
Yeah. He sold it totally. If it's a put on, if it's part of the show.
I mean, really, and he needs to retire. The guy, perfect, out it, go.
Exactly. This would be the time. I mean, what else is there to prove? There's nothing.
All right. Well, that's going to be it here for the TNA review. We expect a few more here before Bound for Glory. So stay tuned for those. Next is going to be the WWE predictions we're going to have on 3 the Hard Way. So don't forget to check out that. That's it. For myself, Caesar Scorpio, and Invincible E. Vincent, thank you very much for watching. See you guys here next week.
Take care.